Good afternoon and happy Sunday. I wanted to take a few minutes to give some encouragement to anyone who is currently abstinent or maybe thinking about becoming abstinent and maybe have some, just some questions about it, some, concerns about it, which I understand. For those of you that don't know, most of you, if you've been following me for a while and been paying attention, you guys know that I am abstinent. It's been 8 years, and I did not expect for it to be this long. I'll just say that I did not start this journey expected to be abstinent 8 years. The first 4 years, I was just, I was writing my books. I was busy. I was, speaking engagements, going around doing my poetry, just doing different things. And I wasn't intentionally not dating. It's just that, I would meet people here and there, but I just was so busy. I just wasn't. And so for the last 4 years of my abstinence, I had been dating, and I was in a relationship for a little while. But anyway, what made me want to do this video was that I am in a Christian singles group, and this young lady posted a question. She said, I'm wondering if modern dating has any room for someone who is basically abstinent, right? Someone who is not, that's dating, that's not having sex, whether they're waiting to merge or whether they are waiting for a certain amount of time. And there were a couple people that basically, was like basically on the same page, like wondering. And then there was, some people like myself that said, yeah, there is space, it's challenging, but there are some people out here that are also abstinent. And I've dated some, and I know some men and women. I know people who've gotten married who were abstinent. I know people who are virgins. One of my best friends is actually a 30-something-year-old man, and he's a virgin, but this one lady commented, and she said that if anybody say that there's room for dating, they are lying. It is not, and all of that. And the thing is, there's a lot of people who feel like that. And that's why I wanted to do this video, to just give some encouragement for people who are thinking about getting on a journey and maybe on a journey and just need some encouragement that, I don't want somebody to read something like that and think, I knew it. I knew there's no room for me, because the reality is that it is challenging. Yes, because just being abstinent, it does limit the amount of people that I will date, because of the fact I don't just date anybody. Like, you have to be abstinent yourself, or at least, like, I've dated men who were like new to the journey, and like I started dating this guy one time, and he had just made a decision, you know what I mean, and he wanted to live that type of lifestyle. So I get it. Everybody is on different walks. Everybody is at different, I met this one guy, it was like 8 months for him, and I remember him saying, my 8 months is nothing compared to at the time it had been like a few years for me. And I was like, don't, it's okay with where you are. Celebrate where you are, so wherever you are, is where you are. Celebrate how far you've come. But, this thought that, oh, if you're abstinent, there's nobody out here for you. There's nobody out here that's also abstinent. Nobody's going to want to date me. That is absolutely false. I am someone, like I said, I have been abstinent for 8 years, and I'm out here dating. You hear me? I'm out here. So to say that there's no room, and to say that somebody is lying if they say that there is room, that is so untrue. There's whole communities. Like, there's a community, it's called the Sexless Tribe. The founder, she's a virgin, and there are so many people in her, thousands of people in her community. Some are virgins, some are just people like myself who are not virgins, who made a decision later in life that they want to go ahead and start this journey and wait until marriage. And I just want to say this too, because somebody asked me, a guy recently actually asked me, do you think you would be married by now if you weren't abstinent? And the thing is, maybe not. Abstinence, I will say, abstinence does not guarantee that you're going to just get married. You're not going to just make this decision today and all of a sudden meet your person tomorrow. Now, for some people, that may happen, but when you make the decision that you're going to be abstinent just because you want to do it just to get a husband or get a wife, you already have the wrong heart posture. And I'll be honest, when I first got on my journey, that was my goal. I'm gonna get married, I'm abstinent. God is going to, he's going to honor this sacrifice, which he does, and which, and I get that. But there are so many other ways that I've been disobedient to God outside of sex. outside of, you know, when I was having sex outside of marriage, that is not the only sin. That is not the only way that I was disobeying God and living outside of his will. I am not perfect. Like one of my friends, she was like, I just don't get it. Like, you know, you've been absent all this time. I don't understand why God just hasn't blessed you with that person yet. And I had to tell her, like, listen, I am not perfect. I have done some things that God has outright showed me that I shouldn't do, or told me that I shouldn't do. You know what I mean? And so that's just one of the things, that I'm abstinent. You know, I have a relationship with God and all of that, but I'm not perfect. I'm not without sin. And so I just want to also dispel that myth too, that as soon as you become abstinent, oh God, you know, you're just going to, because honestly, God does not owe any of us a spouse. It is a blessing. It is an honor. And I hope and pray that that is in my will. That is in his will for me. That is in my future, you know, but God doesn't even owe us the next day. You know what I mean? So to think that he owes me this, I pray that he blesses me with a husband one day and all of that, but I know he doesn't owe me that. So I approach that humbly to, you know, with God, and I'm just like, God, I just hope you bless me with that, but I know you don't owe me with that, if that makes sense. But anyway, so to answer that question, not necessarily, because whether I was abstinent or not at this moment in 2024, I'm single. If I wasn't abstinent, and those people that I had dated in recent years, I probably would have slept with them. And those just more people added to my, I'm gonna just keep it real, added to my body count. You know, that me not being abstinent doesn't guarantee marriage either. And let me just say this, I was engaged years ago in 2012 BC. I say BC because that was before Christ. And that was not the right person. I have since almost married someone, you know what I mean? And so, and I know a lot of you probably can relate to this, that you can honestly say that if you just wanted to be married, you would be married right now, right? But you don't want to just marry just anybody. You know, you want it to be right. You want it to be godly. You want to be happy in your marriage, right? You want to marry the right person. So anyway, now I'm going left. But anyway, I just wanted to give some encouragement to those of you that's thinking about the journey, that there absolutely is room out here. There are people that are waiting. There are people that are just joining the journey. And I'm one of those people, right? And I also want to be real and say that just because you decide to be abstinent, that does not necessarily mean that things are going to be perfect for you. It doesn't mean that you're going to meet the right person right away. That would be beautiful if you do. Some people have. And being abstinent, giving that part of your life up, does not guarantee that you are just going to be sinless. Because like I said, I am not perfect. I am a sinner, and I have let God down in many other ways outside of that. Okay. So I just wanted to give some encouragement with that, and have the right heart about it. Let it be because you want to be pleasing to God with your body. And whether you're trying to stop the cycles, you know, that was one of my reasons too. I wanted to be pleasing to God with my body, but I wanted to stop the cycles that I was in. I'm not going to go into detail about that in this video, but I was in a cycle that I wanted to stop, and I wanted to have something to look forward to once I am married. And so whatever your reason is, let it be more than just, oh, I'm gonna be abstinent so God can give me a spouse. It doesn't work like that. So anyway, hope that this was an encouragement to anybody that's on the journey and thinking about it. If you guys have any questions about it and want me to elaborate on anything I said, or, you know, talk about this a little bit more, I will definitely do that. You guys have a blessed day.